Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea Tranquility. Today, we're going to take a look at a very cool new release on the Nuclear Blast Records label, home to many a great band. Of course, one of the most notable ones on the label is none other than Norway's Enslaved, their brand new album, Utgard. So this is the successor, the follow-up to their very fine release from 2017 called E. All right, got a couple lineup changes here because, it wouldn't be Enslaved if we didn't have some occasional lineup changes. So after the E album, saw the departure of their keyboard player and vocalist, Herbrand Larsen. Okay, in now we've got Hakon Vinji, I think that's how he says his name, in on vocals and keyboards. Also, we've got drummer Cato Beckvolt, who's retired from the band. He's now replaced by Ivar Sandoy. Hope I'm saying all these names correctly. So anyway, brand new Enslaved album. Let's take a look at the album here, on the CD I should say. Okay, there's your cover art. Let's open it up, take a look in the middle. All right, so we've got basically lyrics all throughout. Okay, there's the guys in the band. And that's the rest of the booklet I'm going to tell you. So we got Ivar Bjornsson, as always, on guitars, acoustic guitars, synths, keyboards, all sorts of different things. We got Grudel Kjelsen, okay, of course, on bass and vocals, occasional synths. You got Ivar Sandoy, as I mentioned, on vocals, drums, occasional keyboards. Hakon Vinji, as I mentioned, keyboards, pianos, and vocals. And then, of course, Ice Dale on guitars, electric and acoustic guitars. So, for the most part, we got a pretty stable bunch of guys who have been in this band for a very, very long time, but they have had some changes over the years on the keyboard slot specifically. And, each time they bring in a new keyboard player, that brings in a new vocal style, because you got Grudel on the bass and the vocals, and he always brings the harsh vocals, okay, more of your black metal rasps and screams and death metal growls, and then the keyboard player usually contributes the clean and melodic vocals, right? So if you've been following this band for a long time, yes, their roots are in black metal, but they, for the last decade, have brought all sorts of different elements into their music, like folk and psychedelia, and more specifically 70s progressive rock. Lots of really cool keyboards and soundscapes and very complex passages and arrangements mixed with the thrashing, violent black metal, right? Very majestic music, very progressive music, very memorable and epic music. So, and this album is no different. I will notice, this is a fairly short album. It's just barely over 40 minutes long, which by Enslaved, for them, a little bit of a short album, but it goes by very, very quickly, really quickly, as a matter of fact. And I think that they have gone for some shorter songs on here, a little more compact arrangements. There's less of the big, symphonic soundscapes. They are here, but not as overpowering as some of their later albums. The band would always throw in these kind of really cool Pink Floyd or early Genesis style keyboard soundscapes, firmly rooted in 70s prog rock on a lot of their last bunch of albums. That's still here in spots, but this to me is more of a straightforward album. I find the clean vocals are more coming across they're different. All right, he's got a definitely different vocal style than his predecessor. It kind of sounds like Gregorian chants in spots. Okay, some of the vocals very orchestral in nature. All right, and the heavy stuff is pretty heavy. This is not a completely pulverizing album, and it's not a totally off the deep end progressive album, if that makes sense at all. Again, it's hard. Enslaved albums you have to really spend a lot of time with, and you really have to, they kind of seep into your soul and every pore as time goes on, and as time goes on, the more you listen, the more things you kind of hear in their music. And there's some catchy, more straightforward kind of metal stuff on here. You got, Sequence and Homebound are terrific tracks. Fires in the Dark kicks it off really, really nice. You got Distant Seasons, which kind of closes things out, kind of really moody and kind of spooky. Maybe, kind of gives you hints at what's to come with the band. You got the title track, kicks ass. Flight of Thought and Memory, also really good. Storms of Utgard, really good. It's just, it's Enslaved, but yet it's different. And that's the one thing I love about this band, is that they kind of, every album, they give you these different unique flavors from album to album that aren't really necessarily what are too similar to what they did before, if that makes any sense. So and they've done it here once again, and it's a fantastic album. It's a heavy album. It's a thoughtful album. It's, like I said, it's progressive in spots. It certainly is, but it's a different feel for them once again. And I like how they go from the quiet and the atmospheric interludes to big and bombastic and heavy and raging and violent, and then almost towards more straightforward rock and metal, and then back to the progressive again. It's kind of like it bounces all over the place. It's very epic sounding, okay? And it definitely obviously tells a story, which is something they always like to do. So pick it up, check it out, follow along with the lyrics, soak it all in, see what you think. I'm digging it. And it's like I'm actually planning, just so you know, it's on the horizon. I'm going to be doing a ranking the albums show with Nick Franco on Enslaved, and he's ready to go. But I keep telling him, I need a little bit more time with this one, and need a little bit more time with this one. And they've got like 15 albums, so it's a serious catalog, right? So, but yeah, I'm going to continue to keep digesting this one so we can bring you that show hopefully over the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how it goes. All right. So in the meantime, check out Utgard from Enslaved. Probably, for me anyway, easily my favorite extreme metal band going today, because they bring so much to the table. I mean, the amount of variety these guys pack into their albums, the amount of depth and colors and thought that goes into creating all their records, just absolutely incredible. And they've got this uncanny string of winners in a row. I mean, it's like I don't think these guys have ever released a bad album, and they have continued to get better as they go along. So check it out. New one from Enslaved on Nuclear Blast Records. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Make sure you also, if you're interested and able, would like to donate to the channel, click on our Ko-Fi link below. We've also got a link to our merch page and to our website, so you can hop over to any of these places very, very quickly in the album description below. So take care. See you guys real soon. Bye-bye.